We are going to continue into this world of rewiring and safety wiring and everything else into the old girl here. So I've got my Zener diodes and I've got my other diodes. This is what I'm going to use because these are 12 volt 5 watt. So what? And let's turn those around the right way. So this is the hot side, and this is where we're going with all this. I'm going to make my little jumper cable for the alternator. I'm also going to figure out. I'm probably going to have to pull the. I got a flashlight in my pocket. My light doesn't flutter like Rain Man's does. He needs to get another light. I'm going to probably bypass that original thing there. It's just scaring me. I don't know. So I'm going to have to go into the behind the glove box and sort what's going on there. I've got everything marked. What we're going for here is to replace that crummy plug right there. You can get one for $5. Are you crazy? Just look at that. I don't see any reason in that. So the one closest to the main stop that goes to the battery is number 1, I think, and then number 2 is the one behind it. Feel certain about that. And we are going to earth this thing directly to the negative post up there. I'm going to make this thing run as efficiently as I know how and as safely as I know how. Smoothly and safely. And we are going to put her. I got so much stuff to do. I'm just going to try to just get started. So let's try to do that. I believe I actually have. Look at all that old crummy junk. See, I got some. This is shrink tube, believe it or not. This big old stuff here. And so we're going to shrink tube around this big major fuse. But let me just get started and just get something done. So my little jumper wire from the big hot terminal to 2 is right here. I think this is plenty good enough gauge. I've got the shrink tube in place and everything. So let's make this up and put it into place. I see guys using open flame all the time. I try to avoid that because there's a lot of gasoline around these parts. I use this heat gun. It only takes a second. So the only trouble with this right now is that's hitting the gun. Is I don't need to insulate that part, you know, at the ring. Boy, I ordered a bunch of rings today with 5/16 and quarters and stuff. So anyway, let's insulate this so we won't be hitting the body of the alternator, and that'll be this stuff right here. Well, can't get it out of there with one hand, but it don't matter. As long as it's tight here, I don't care what it's like back here. It's okay. Still rather hot. So let's put this into place, and then we'll make our diode string. And I don't really, that's going to be one of these. And the other end is just going to be hanging out there. I told you the other day I was going to end up using this wire that I cut off that was extra, and that's what I'm doing. I always got a bunch of extra wire laying, because you always end up using these little tiny pieces. So I've got my little diode ready to go, and it's the silver goes toward the flow. You know, y'all who do this know that. And I've got my little green wire over here in place, so it's on number 2, and it goes to the main drag right there. So there we go. So there's my diode for the number 1 terminal on the AC Delco 10 series, whatever it is. I'm pretty good at soldering. Give me a chance. So this is going to be a ponytail. so we can come out and join in progress. Because I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight. It may be on this video or not, I don't know. And won't go into other matters, but I'm gonna try to figure out how to get around that plug there. Can't be too hard. We'll sort it out in a minute. But let's slip some of shrink tube on here. We're gonna double shrink tube this, just because. See, look at that. I'm not too bad at this. I've been doing this since I was 2. Literally, I burned my hand on a soldering iron trying to emulate what my dad was doing when I was 2. My mother put butter all over it so that way it would hurt a lot more. That's the way Mom was. And it hurt longer. Okay, I'll just do it like this. I think it's going to be fine. So let's double inflate them. Hocus pocus frisbee. Okay, so there that is. The diode is wrapped in. You might see that little lump right there. And so that's my pigtail going to 1 to keep the back feed from going through and keeping the motor running when you turn the key off. So that'll happen. So let's, now you can either run an LED light or an incandescent idiot light, or you can run this diode. So I tell you what, let's have some fun. And let's see if I can get that. Oh, sorry fellas, I'm trying to make this work without too much danger. Oh, this thing well, I guess we could use it on continuity. And I just heard a song. It's called Manhattan Serenade. And I could not believe that it came up on my Pandora. So if you look up, it's an old thing from the 30s or 40s. I can't tell you what it is too much, but Manhattan Serenade, look it up. And when you hear it, you'll say, I know where that's from. So let's just get a little bit of something. I had to use my dad's old things here. I'm trying to be very careful because my camera is precariously perched thereon. So let's just see if we can get, well, we can't. You know, I've got a diode tester up at the house, but I love my flute, but I think on continuity, does it work? I don't know. I know, making a mess of things. Let's just try it like this. So we're going to put so nothing on that way. Yeah, I think I've tried to do this before with, let's try it on ohm rating. So, I got 2.3 ohms, just trust me, on that way. So this way I should have nothing. I got nothing. I got OL, out loud, or overload, or out of limits, or outer limits, which was a terrible show. I hated that show. Okay, so anyway, that diode checks out. I'm glad it does because I did all that work. Alright, so I've got my diode wire hooked up and marked here with my blue tape that we're going to go to the key switch and got a fuel pump thing, that doesn't matter. I got that going there, so let's see if we can do something else here. Well, what a mess. I'm fixing it. I'm getting there as quick as I can. Let's do one other thing here. We are not going to do much more on this particular video, but I've got to figure something out here. Oh, got something else out. I need to find out the resistance of a 194 bulb like this. Nope. I just found a gigantic, just hadn't been here. Just found a gigantic mouse right there. He ate up, and apparently it disagreed with him. Like a whole lot. So what we're going to do here is we are going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to get that wire back. Where did I put it? Good gosh, I haven't been here in forever. Oh, there it ain't. I think there it ain't. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on a second. Oh, memories. I gotta rewire these. These are really kind of heavy duty, but the connections are bad in them. So, where did my white wire go? I thought it was white wire with a thing in it. Okay, well, I gotta measure that. So put that right there. Okay, I found my wire for the alternator that has the diode in it. And then we're going to put a resistor right behind it because it says it's better if it has the drag of a lamp on it. This is the one without the clamps. Oh no, I got it. Okay. I thought this was the one without a clamp. So I think it's gonna. What do you think it is? I think a brake light's like 2 amps or something. So let's see what this is, and we're gonna just go through my little resistor kit I got from Sparkfun and just put one in line. So let's see what the drag is on one bulb. Whoop! I know you're there because I see the red coming up. So the drag. What did you think? Nose itch. Sorry. 1.6. Ready? Oh, don't have it on the right thing. I don't care where it is. Oh, no. I thought it was a lot less than that. So there's 9 ohms. They're not kilo ohms. I'm hitting some. Could be because I'm hitting the side of the metal box there. Let's see what we get through the line. Nothing. Come on. Oh, come on. I can't get enough on it. Well, it's higher than I thought. Huh? 10 ohms resistance. I just did. Oh, I don't care if I lose that or not because I don't use those anymore. Take that off. Then we're going to find out where the those wires go through, and we're going to give it up. So 10 ohms is right there on my chart. Want that or 4 points? I think I'm going to go with 4.7. I just feel like it. Okay, these are easy to locate in here. It's like 1, 2. It's third one down. This is a really great kit. And there it is from Sparkfun. Resistor Kit 500. I recommend this highly. Now this is supposed to be a 4.7. So let's see what we get. I always double check them, make sure I don't touch your lines here, okay? See, it's a little higher. 5.5. Should be showing something. See, you get a little bit through the line. So that's probably about right. If you take away 1, yeah, okay, because of the lead resistance. Okay, we're going to put this in line right now. Okay, we're ready to go here. I've got my ultra thin solder. And of course it takes 2 hands to solder, or whatever it is we're doing here. Let's see if I can prop this up a little bit. I feel like I want to do a little bit more. I can't. There it is, right there. Okay. So I got my flux on there. Now I'm going to double dollop the shrink tube on this to give this strength, because I always make sure that's tight. Because that's pretty weak surroundings there. This is why I like the thin stuff. That must be Doc Watson or something. Alright, so there's that. Okay. Now we're going to put 2 layers of shrink tube on this and make it happy. Sounds good to me. Happy? May joy be unconfined. I didn't get my big quality brass marine switch today. It was supposed to come today, but I got these. So these are 5/16 hole 1614 and American wire gauge, if you're wondering what AUG stood for. And then this is a quarters. And quarter 1614 And then I got duplicates for a little bit larger wire, 10, 12, also in the 1/4 and 5/16. So those are, just buy them in the packs of 100, save yourself some trouble. So let's do the heat gun routine on this, and we'll show you what this looks like in a second. And then we will see if I can find my stream light. Oh, I don't want to step there because the end of the grease gun is there. That ain't a stream light, but it will do. And then we will find out what that does. Okay. All right, let's finish this up and put this back on the alternator. Okay, so I've got that really nice and reinforced there. So that's got the diode and the resistor in the line. And so we're going to plug it back in right here. I want to make sure you're going to make sure that you get blocking my own light here. So that goes on that post, which I think is one. I can't ever remember which one it is. All right, so that goes to the ignition. I'm all hooked here. So okay, now we're getting there. Let's go see what these do. I know one's earth and one's power, and wait a minute. Oh, starter. One's earth and one's starter. Oh, this is power. That's starter. That's earth right there. I think I got that marked as earth. Looks like a little tornado, don't it? And I do know that this wire here, I need to find that wire too. So I think I've already got the fascia panel dashboard. Okay. I actually grew up in somewhat of an equestrian environment, so I know what a dashboard's about. I understand. So that's some kind of green wire. Okay. Yep. And I got another light in here. I got lights everywhere. Lights, camera. Oh, okay. So there was a plug with 3 wires and 2 wires here. There's that one. And then there's the plug. And then there's that one that's kind of peaked. So we're gonna ring these out and change them anyway. Let's go over. Sorry, I hit your head there. Let's go over here and see if I can find out where that plug's coming through and maybe trace those back. I bet one of them goes to that plug, but I don't know that for sure. I hadn't pulled this out yet. It's got a bunch of papers in it. Let's see if I can see it. Let's see if I can see it. I just took the 1 minute and pulled the whole thing out. So these things are really incredibly cheesy, but they only work for 50 years or 60, so that'd be fine. So that gives me a chance to pull that out. See if I can find that big old plug in there. Yeah, there it is. Let's get the one that don't flinch. So there it is. I'll go in on it. It's right there. It's this thing right here. So we're going to be cutting that out. We're not going to be having any of that. Look at that where it slipped. And it's about to hit the top of the bulkhead up there, the firewall. And there's another little cable there. That might have been a choke cable at one time. I don't know. And there's that old cardboard mess. So good chance to look up in here and see my old vintage air work. And there's a bunch of that hunter green. Okay, so we're going to be cutting that cable out of there and just doing something. We're going to be doing something else. I'm just going to run all new because that looks mighty squirrely. So let's see. It's going way over there. Let's see if we can go over there and see it. And just cut that out entirely. So a lot of this wire is just brittle. The polymers have linked and it becomes, see, like this stuff right here. The perfect example. Polymers become linked and it falls down and goes boom. So let's look over here. Now this originally had a vacuum motor, but somebody put an electric motor in it. God bless them. So there's that cable. So I'm going to reach up in there. I think I've probably done enough to satisfy myself on this particular video. So, gosh, I wish everything was here. I always feel better. I live so far out in the country that sometimes deliveries go bad on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let's see if I can stick that there and just stick my hand way back up in there and see if I can figure out where this, well, that wiper motor's sort of squiggly, isn't it? I don't know where that cable's coming out. Well, I might have to pull my defroster that I put in right here. Boy, that pays off. And I think that's some of it right there. We're going to have to find out where that cable goes to. We'll do that later. We're going to call it quits now because I can't stand it down here anymore. So give me a thumbs up. I'm almost at enough subscribers to be monetized. Just thought I'd throw that out there for you. And if you could do anything to help me, I'd appreciate it. You know, tell your whole family about it. And something to be learned here, but I can't work out here anymore. I can't see because of the sweat in my eyes. So, all right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for spending time with me. I believe this video took about 7 days from start to finish. So let's close this window and call it quits. All right, those are the new tires for the TR4, and we are going to pray on those. Hope that works. All right, bye-bye, guys.